G'day everyone and welcome to the first Dividend opening for 2022. I'm Lachlan Madison. Now all Dividend webinar for 20 is the NAB Cup Grand Final 2008, Adelaide versus St Kilda. 2008 Dividend from 10 Sport, and here we go.
We are in the midst of the heat wave at Adelaide. High 30s today, the same as yesterday and the same tomorrow. In fact, according to the Weather Bureau, this city is in the grip of its biggest autumn heat wave since 1940. As you can imagine, Adelaide and its surrounds look a picture for the NAB Cup Grand Final for 2008, albeit a little parched. And if you think the Crows and the Saints are not taking this game seriously, boy, you'd be wrong. Both camps have selected their best possible sides, and the inside mail from both camps is that they are here tonight to win. And why wouldn't you have a crack with $385,000 for the first prize? As I say, welcome to AAMI Stadium. It's Adelaide versus St Kilda. It is the grand final for 2008 of the NAB Cup. Robert Wall's really hard to pick a winner, isn't it?
Well, it is, Stephen, but we've got two teams who've really been good over the last month. They've played some really good football. They've experimented a lot with their young talent and new players. And Stephen King, of course, is a veteran, but he's a premiership player who comes into the St Kilda lineup. And I'm looking forward to the game because, no doubt, both teams will be keen to win the silverware and win the cheque, but more importantly, just set themselves up for round one of the season proper.
It's hot, damn hot.
It is hot, and we got off the plane here in Adelaide. We walked down the road and we said 100 metres is enough for us, so we found some refuge in air conditioning.
Well, both teams, they're going to be, it's okay because they've got extended breaks at quarter time. They've got 25 minutes at half-time now, extra water, boys, so that'll help.
It certainly will. Look, there'll be extra time at the quarter-time break, the half-time break, three-quarter time. Water, boys, as many as you like, and the shadow's starting to creep across the ground. So whilst it's going to be pretty hot for the players, it'll get better as the game goes on.
Is this the year for St Kilda?
I think it is. Look, I'm very impressed with what the Saints have done over summer. They've made a lot of changes off-field with their conditioning staff. There's a real resolve down there at Moorabbin because they were disappointed to miss the finals last year.
Remember 2004, a famous victory for St Kilda, but probably best remembered for the winning presentation. Grant Thomas and Lenny Hayes, like Tomo being told, his house had burnt down.
Yes, and I think you should enjoy every win you possibly can. And they didn't enjoy that one. And I reckon if they win tonight, you'll see a different coach and captain up on the dais.
Let's go down to the rooms, St Kilda rooms, in fact, and welcome Christi Malthouse.
Thank you, Stephen. Well, a couple of Saints players have said that 4 points in round one is more important than winning tonight's NAB Cup Grand Final, but we've heard the Saints are here definitely to win, and judging by the intensity and the sound coming from the change rooms, it would certainly suggest that. Just the one change, Jared Allen is in, and as we expected, Max Hudson is out with a slight hamstring strain. They didn't want to risk him before round one, so the Saints near full strength and ready for a big game. Corey Wingard.
Yeah, Christi, same story outside the Adelaide Crows rooms. They are switched on and they are here to win tonight, no doubt about it. All week, Neil Craig has talked about giving the young guys the experience out there in the middle when crunch time really comes. Tonight, will he be able to resist the temptation, I should say? If it's late in the contest and a win beckons, will he want to move Edwards, McLeod and Goodwood into the midfield, or will he stick with the young guys? We'll have to wait and see, Quarters.
Thanks, Corey. Well, NAB sponsors this pre-season competition. They also sponsor Auskick, as some of the participants from Auskick bring out the NAB Cup onto the Hello Turf of AAMI Stadium. As it's time to welcome Tim Lane and Luke Darcy.
Thank you, Quarters. Good evening. And it is the emergence of youth, which is perhaps the most exciting aspect of the pre-season competition. Luke, good evening to you, and let's have a look at a quartet who have already made their presence felt this year, beginning with an 18-year-old who looks to have it all, including bloodlines.
He's been my favourite for the NAB Cup. We know that the bloodlines are great. His mother is Michael Long's sister, and his uncle is the legendary Maurice Rioli, so some talent there. He's just been exciting, and it looks like he's ready to play. I think I've really been impressed with his goal scoring. He's been his work rate in tackling and chasing, so great player there.
Jane Eagle was desperate to play one game with James Hird. Kevin Sheedy put him in for round 22 alongside the great man last year. Jay wears his father's number 1.
And he's a big unit. Have a look at him. He's 191 centimetres, nearly 100 kilos, but very athletic. Kicked 4 goals on this particular NAB Cup night, and he looks to be a player as well.
Here's an exciting one we'll see tonight. He played basketball up in Queensland. He can pluck them out of the air.
Yeah, great contested mark we've just seen there. The athleticism from basketball has provided him with some really good skills. Have a look at this. I love the way he gets back on ground level. You can't teach someone to do that. That's just natural ability, and looking forward to seeing him out there tonight.
Good Tippett. And here's David Armitage, who played 3 games last year for the Saints. he was a first-round draft selection and looks ready to blossom.
He does. He's got a very physically strong body. He's a beautiful kick, and his pre-season NAB Cup form has been outstanding. And this goal, this is NAB Cup semi-final, right at the end to win the game for them. Bit of pressure. Still got to kick them 10 from 15 to 20 metres out. His teammates are happy with him, and he looks as though he's cemented himself a spot for round one.
So some of that youth on display tonight. It is always exciting to see youth starting to step forward. Quarters, back to you.
Thanks, Tim. What do you think of the NAB Cup, Robert? We're going to speak to the boss of the NAB Bank at half-time about it. Some of the coaches and some of the presidents have been quite scathing in their criticism.
Well, the coaches and presidents who criticise the NAB Cup, they drive me crazy, Quarters, because I think nothing has satisfied them. Let's see what they can come up with a better alternative. The NAB Cup gives the players an opportunity to play on the best grounds. When they're out of the NAB Cup, they are then able to go and take the game to country areas of Victoria, and the NAB Cup also provides hundreds of thousands of people across the country with the chance to view it on their TV sets. I think it's terrific, and if someone can come up with a better alternative, tell me what it is.
Saints coming out, they defeated Richmond, Geelong and Essendon to make it to the final. Robert Harvey, he's been criticised too for the last 7 days.
Well, Robert Harvey got a bit of criticism from his former coach, Grant Thomas, and Dermot, of course. That surprised me, and I reckon it's a ridiculous thing to say. Robert Harvey's been nursed in the pre-season campaign. He's only played about 50% of the games in which he's been part of. Robert Harvey's a champion. He wouldn't have taken on the decision to play again this year unless he was sure he could provide some really good football, and he will.
Let's go to Christi Malthouse with the coach of St Kilda, Ross Lyon.
Thanks, Stephen. Well, Ross, it's not for 4 points, but it is a grand final. How important is a win here tonight?
Yeah, wherever we play, we're trying to win. Obviously, we kept in the back of our mind the really hot weather, and sort of we've got a strong interchange strategy, but we're really here to sort of compete strongly and put on a good show.
So you've got a near full-strength team, so you are expecting a near full-strength performance.
Oh, there's a few to come back. Goddard, Hudson, a few of those.
Couple of good names.
Yeah, they're handy. But yeah, we are. Last practice match, all the clubs are trying to find some form going into round one and help, with their selection, match me going to that first round. So it's really important individually and collectively tonight.
Just quickly, the heat, you mentioned it. How will it affect the match, do you think?
Oh, look, they're elite conditioned athletes, and we have the best resources for them. But in the back of our mind, we're trying to manage them as best as we can. It's going to be how they recover as well.
All right, well, good luck tonight. Thanks, Ross.
Cheers.
And that's the end of tonight's DVD Goblins. Thanks for watching. We will see you next Tuesday night, and it's right here on Patterson AFL. Good night.